Are you in a muddle when you attend business meetings? Do you feel left out when listening to business briefings? Business English sounds like a totally different language than what you learned in English class. Being able to understand business English is important for your success in the business world. In this video, I'm going to go over 20 common business phrases. You'll be able to understand what others are saying in a meeting and learn how to sound more professional, confident, and ready to tackle any business situation. Plus, I'll give you a quick 3-step guide to use these phrases in any business situation. My name is Herbert Lee, and I've been an English teacher for well over 20 years. I've also owned and operated 7 different businesses, so I'm very familiar with business English. Oh, by the way, I've created a worksheet to go along with this video. To get the most benefit from this video, download a copy of the worksheet and follow along with the video. Just click on the link below to download your copy. Let's get started. Touch base. To have a brief discussion or meeting to check in on progress. In a sentence, you'd say, "Let's touch base next week to go over the quarterly numbers." "I'll touch base with the sales team to get an update on the new client proposal." Take it offline. To discuss something in private, away from the group. I think we should take that discussion offline so we don't take up too much meeting time. Let's take the discussion about departmental restructuring offline after the meeting. Circling back. To return to a previous topic or discussion. Circling back to the point about our budget, I have an update to share. Circling back to the timeline, when do you anticipate having the final deliverables ready? Lean in. To become more engaged or proactive in a situation. I encourage everyone to lean in and participate in the brainstorming session. I encourage everyone on the team to lean in and share their ideas for improving our customer service. Blue sky thinking. This means to think creatively without constraint. For our marketing strategy, I want us to engage in some blue sky thinking before getting into the details. During our brainstorming session, let's engage in some blue sky thinking to come up with truly innovative solutions. Synergy, S-Y-N-E-R-G-Y, the combined effect of multiple elements working together. If we can achieve synergy between the sales and marketing teams, I think we'll see great results. By aligning the marketing and product teams, we can create real synergy to deliver a better customer experience. Skin in the game, to have a personal stake or investment in the outcome. To ensure everyone is committed, I think it's important that we all have skin in the game on this project. To ensure everyone is invested, I think it's important that the entire leadership team has skin in the game on this initiative. Drill down. To examine something in greater detail or depth. Let's drill down into the data and see if we can identify any trends or patterns. Let's drill down into the sales data to identify any regional trends we should be aware of. Move the needle. To make a significant or noticeable impact. If we implement these changes, I believe we can really move the needle on our customer satisfaction scores. If we can successfully execute this strategy, I believe it will really move the needle in terms of revenue growth. Pivot, to change direction or strategy in response to new information. Given the shifts in the market, I think we need to pivot our approach for the upcoming quarter. Given the shifts in consumer behavior, we may need to pivot our business model to stay competitive. Run it up the flagpole. This is to propose an idea to get feedback or approval. I want to run this new marketing campaign idea up the flagpole and see what everyone else thinks. I'd like to run this new product concept up the flagpole and get feedback from the executive team. Low-hanging fruit. Easy or obvious opportunities to pursue. While we work on the long-term strategy, let's also focus on the low-hanging fruit that can provide some quick wins. While we work on the long-term growth plan, let's also focus on the low-hanging fruit that can provide faster results. Deep dive. This means to conduct a thorough, in-depth examination. Before finalizing the budget, let's do a deep dive into the expense projections. Before finalizing the budget, the finance team will do a deep dive into the expense projections. Bandwidth, the amount of time, energy, or resources someone has available. I'd love to take on that additional project, but my bandwidth is already quite full at the moment. My bandwidth is quite full at the moment, but I'd be happy to take on that project in the next quarter. Punch a hole in. This means to find a weakness or flaw in something. The competitor's offering seems strong, but I think we can punch a hole in their pricing model. I think we can punch a hole in the competitor's pricing strategy by offering a more comprehensive service bundle. Table it, to postpone discussion or decision on a topic. Let's table the discussion on remote work policy for now and revisit it in the next quarter. Let's table the discussion about our return to office policy until we have more information about the local health guidelines. Buy-in. This is an agreement and support for an idea or initiative. To ensure the success of this project, it's critical that we get full buy-in from the executive team. To ensure the success of this initiative, it's critical that we get full buy-in from all department heads. Hit the ground running, to start quickly and efficiently. With your past experience, I know you'll be able to hit the ground running in this new role. With your previous experience in this industry, I know you'll be able to hit the ground running in this new role. Open the kimono, to be transparent and share information openly. In the interest of building trust, I want to open the kimono and share all the details of this acquisition. In the interest of transparency, I want to open the kimono and share all the details of the company's financial performance. So there you have it, 20 phrases that are used in business. Now, let's talk about how to actually use these phrases in your daily English speaking and listening. Here's a simple 3-step guide. Step number 1. Listen and notice. Start by listening closely to native speakers. You can do this by watching TV shows, movies, or YouTube videos. Try to find materials where the situations are business related. Then you'll hear more business related vocabulary that way. Pay particular attention to how they say these phrases. Notice the way they blend words together or cut off certain sounds. Try to spot these phrases in different situations. Listen for how the meaning changes based on the speaker's tone or the context. This will help you understand when and how to use the phrases correctly. Make a note when you hear these phrases. You can write them down or even record them if you can. This will help you remember and learn them better. Step number 2. Practice saying them. Once you've heard these phrases a lot, start practicing saying them to yourself. Begin by saying them slowly, focusing on the sounds. Then try to say them faster, more like how native speakers actually do it. Practice in front of a mirror or record yourself. That way you can see and hear how you actually sound. Try to match the way natives say these phrases to your recording. Don't worry if it feels a bit weird at first. It takes time to get used to a new way of speaking. Just keep practicing and it will start to feel more natural. When you're attending a business meeting, try answering questions using some of these phrases. That doesn't mean the questions that are just asked to you. You can answer questions that other people have been asked. Think of your own answer and try to use some of the phrases you've just learned. Step number 3. Use them in real life. Now it's time to use these phrases in real conversations. Start with easy situations like talking to friends or classmates. Use 1 or 2 phrases at first, then add more as you become more comfortable. And don't be afraid to make mistakes. Native speakers will usually be happy that you're trying to speak like them. They might even help you improve. Keep using these phrases regularly. The more you use them, the more natural they'll become. Soon, you'll be using them without even thinking about it. Remember, the key is to practice a little bit every day. You don't have to use all 20 phrases right away. Start with a few that you like or find useful. Then slowly add more to your speaking. Until next time, it's Herbert Lee reminding you to keep practicing and enjoy your learning. Also, keep in mind that some of these phrases are really meant to be used in business meetings and not part of your everyday conversation skills. As you practice, you will get better at knowing when to use these phrases and when to stick to everyday speech. This skill will make you sound more natural and help you fit in when talking with native speakers in a business situation. So there you have it, 20 top business English phrases to make you sound more like a native speaker, plus a simple guide to start using them every day. Remember, learning to speak business English takes time and practice, but with these tips and phrases, you're on your way to sounding more natural and confident in using business English. Keep practicing, stay patient, and most importantly, have fun with it. Language learning should be enjoyable. The more you enjoy it, the faster you'll improve. That's all for today's video. Remember, if you want to get a handout with all 20 business English phrases, click on the link below to get your copy. That way you can follow along with the video and really practice using the phrases. And don't forget to share your progress in the comments. I'd love to hear how you're using these phrases in your everyday conversation.